I spit out my mom's food at the dinner table, then cooked a better meal in front of her. She grounded me for a month, and I'd do it again. I knew the moment the plate hit the table that I was going to do something I couldn't take back. The pasta was grayish, not al dente gray, not overcooked gray, but a gray that made you question what had happened to it in the pot. Whole garlic cloves floated in a sauce the color of traffic cones, and there was a shrimp in the corner of the bowl that was visibly still slightly frozen. Not thawed, not warm, frozen. My mom stood at the head of the table with her arms folded, watching us with that particular look she got whenever she needed validation. She needed it constantly when it came to cooking. It was her thing, her way of competing with my stepdad's ex-wife, who apparently had been some kind of legendary home cook. Mom had spent years chasing that ghost through cooking channels, specialty grocery stores, and dinner tables we were never allowed to critique. My brother had once gagged on her meatloaf and spent an entire weekend writing, "Mom's cooking is a blessing" in a composition notebook. 500 times. I'd counted. So when she set that plate in front of me the night before her first ever local cooking competition, seafood spaghetti with a secret sauce that smelled like ketchup left near an aquarium, I understood the stakes clearly. My stepdad took one bite. His face cycled through about 4 emotions before landing on a very determined smile. "Unique flavor profile, honey," he said, like a man defusing a bomb. My little sister, 7 years old and brutally honest the way only 7-year-olds can be, burst into tears when Mom tried to press a half-frozen shrimp toward her mouth. And then it was my turn. I held the fork. I looked at the sauce. I looked at my stepdad's performance of enjoyment, my sister's wet cheeks, my mom's expectant expression. I took one bite and I spit it into my napkin. "Mom," my voice came out steadier than I expected. "This is inedible. The pasta is raw in the middle. The sauce tastes like something you'd find under a sink. And I think that shrimp was still frozen." The kitchen went completely silent. My stepdad's fork touched down against his plate, like a period at the end of a sentence. My sister stared at me with enormous eyes. Mom's face drained of color, then flushed the same orange as her sauce. She didn't yell. That would have been easier. Instead, she got very quiet, very still, and pushed her chair back from the table with this slow, deliberate scrape. "You think you could do better?" I should have apologized. I should have said something soft and retreating, laughed it off, written 500 sentences later. Instead, I stood up. "I've been taking cooking classes at the community center for a year," I said, "because I was so tired of eating food that tasted like a punishment." Her eye twitched. "Prove it," she said. So I did. I went to the kitchen and I cooked. I made a proper pasta sauce, garlic actually minced, tomatoes broken down slowly, seasoning built in layers. I'd practiced it dozens of times, adjusted it, tasted it until it was right. While I worked, Mom stood in the corner with her arms crossed, making small disapproving sounds every few minutes. An hour later, I plated it. Spaghetti and meatballs. Nothing fancy, just made correctly, with care. My sister asked for seconds before she'd even finished her first bowl. My stepdad closed his eyes while twirling his pasta, which was the most honest reaction I'd ever seen from him at that table. Mom sat down, picked up her fork, and ate in silence. After a long pause, she said quietly, "It's good." 2 words. That was it. I was still grounded for a month. Culinary insubordination, she called it, which I will never stop thinking is a little bit impressive as far as punishments go. She didn't enter the competition, and every family dinner after that, without anyone saying a word about it, I was the one who cooked.